Good evening. The debate over Occupy Victoria is heating up tonight. With Christmas events like the tree light up and an ice skating rink coming soon to downtown Victoria's Centennial Square, there are questions surrounding if the protesters should remain camping overnight. However, the city says it's A-OK and they can continue to occupy. Kristen Robinson reports.
Some of the tents are occupied, some are not. And despite pressure from the public, this encampment at Centennial Square isn't going anywhere. Victoria City Councillors voted Thursday to support the People's Assembly campers who've been here for 2 weeks.
I didn't want to send a message saying we support, when in fact I think we're going to have to take action fairly quickly if people don't decide to wrap this up.
Only Jeff Young voted against the motion. He supports the principle of allowing political protest, but with signs like this, he says enough is enough.
I think I'm coming very rapidly to the view that we've passed the point of protest. We're reaching the point where we're simply an encampment. And unfortunately, that gives rise to a lot of really severe problems, and it simply is incompatible with the other uses of the square.
Health officials say there are no hygiene concerns yet, but the city says the cleanup bill is mounting. So far, taxpayers are on the hook for between $7,000 and $8,000 in extra garbage removal costs, while the campers are breaking 3 city bylaws by keeping chattels or luggage in a city park, demonstrating without a permit, and keeping tents up during the day.
What's the point of having a no camping bylaw in the day if it's not enforced?
Well, we recognize the difference that's happening right now, of course, is that this is a democratic process. This is an expression so it's freedom of expression issues that are going on there. Right now, we don't want to be the ones that initiate a conflict.
It needs to come to an end. It no longer serves a purpose. In fact, the longer they stay, the greater they take away from the credibility of the 99% movement. As far as setting a deadline, how it would be implemented, that's really not the role of the mayor. That's the role of the police department.
Victoria Police shut down an illegal tent city at Cridge Park 6 years ago, but must follow the city's lead on how and when to remove the Centennial tenters. Some U.S. cities have already evicted Occupy campers. Other mayoral candidates, meantime, say they'd support more encampments around town.
I would be placing tent cities around Victoria. There's a big need for it. There's about 1,500 people living on our streets, so we need to address this. And the most cost-effective way of doing that is by actually delivering those reasonable services.
Victoria and Saanich mayoral candidate David Shabib, seen here being arrested on a warrant for failing to appear in court, keeps a tent in the square. If elected, he says he'd set up another camp.